What kid doesn't enjoy playing with airplanes? Here's one for you to build, a Cessna Skyhawk. The wheels turn, the propeller spins nicely. There's only a few parts to it, not difficult to make, and that's what I'm going to show you how to make today. I made 4 in cherry and 2 in poplar. You can make it out of any wood that you would like to. Because I've made this item before and I plan on making it again, I made patterns out of masonite. That's the body. The body is 3/4 thick. The wing is 1/4 inch. The tail is 1/4 inch. And the propeller is 1/4 inch. So what I do then on items like this is select a piece of stock. This is 4/4 cherry. I planed it down to 3/4 thick and lay it out on the board. Just trace the pattern. Alright, there's 4 plain bodies laid out. I made just one line there for the tail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and measure 3/16 and then I'll draw a 3/16 line parallel to that one, and that will give me the thickness that I need for that tail. The wings and the tail and the propeller are, as I said, 1/4 inch. I'm going to make them out of this 3/16 that I have. So I'll trace 4 of each of those, and we'll go to the drill press, drill the hole for the axle for the wheels, and a pilot hole for the window, and then we'll come back. Then we'll come back over here and go to the scroll saw. I already had a number 9 blade in here from the previous project, so I'm going to use it for this one, for the 3/4 inch thick pieces. It's a number 9 Pegas Modified Geometry blade. Alright, I mentioned that I was going to measure, and I did. I measured that slot out at 3/16. Now the next question kind of becomes, do you cut right on the line, on the inside of the line, or the outside of the line? And the answer is one of those 3. Now, I'm not being too smart. I'm going to cut this one right on the line. Remember, I'm making 4 of these, so I can experiment a little. I'm going to cut right on the line. I think that'll work. Remember, if it's, in a case like this, you're trying to put something inside of it. So, if the opening is too small, you can always go back with the scroll saw or with a file or sandpaper or whatever, make it a little bit larger. Once you made it too big, you can't make it smaller. As I come to the spot for the wing here, I'm going to cut right across. I'm not going to make the indent for the wing. I'm going to cut the wing out and then lay it across there, and that'll give me the exact depth that I need. Each airplane. Let's see how the tail's going to fit in. It's a little actually won't fit at all, so that's fine. I can make it a little bigger. All right, and do another line. Add just a touch to it. Cut on the inside of that line. Yeah, that's a good fit. Maybe even a touch loose, so that's fine. And the next one, what I'll do is I will make that cut. To make it a little wider, I will cut on the side of the line that will make the cut wider. Yeah, that's going to do it. So that's the case of where you need to sneak up on the cut to get the final size you want. Now, there's a window. I'm going to make the inside cut for the window. And the last cut now is going to be for the wing on top. Let's see how this looks. Actually, I do want to go that deep. Maybe even just, I want to go in the far side of the line. Looks like it's probably going to be pretty good. I'm going to have to actually cut the wing and find out. It's a number 9 blade. I don't need anything that thick, so I'll slow the blade way down. Let's see. Yeah, thickness is right. It's got to be, I got to adjust the width of the opening a little bit. Easy enough to do. Just take a little bit off here. Still just a touch. There you go. Alright, that's good. So that's it. Those are the parts. You've got the body of the plane, you got the wing. Actually, let's do the rear here. I'll set that aside and show it to you in a minute. And obviously the propeller. So there's all the parts cut out for the first one. You've got the tail and the back. I just slipped it into place. Obviously the wing on top. Those will have to be glued, and then the propeller. I need to add the propeller to the front of this, and to do that I need an axle peg, same axle peg I use on a lot of other things. So it's because where you're putting it, it's kind of awkward to do in our drill press. It's easier to do it by hand, so that's what I'll do. My experience is the drill bit wants to wander, and so in order to make sure it starts where you want to, just take a little center punch and right in the center of that area. Punch that This is a 1/4 inch axle peg, but actually a little bit less than a 1/4 inch. It's a good idea to measure it, and 7/32 should be about what I want. I want that a little deeper. Yeah, that's a good snug fit. That's what I want. You want the fit so that when you put the propeller in place and then the peg, it bottoms out, but it's got plenty of room for the propeller to spin. I use white glue for these. I buy it by the gallon and then just put it into smaller containers to make it easier to use. I got one of these little ones for small things like this. Now you can measure this wing to make sure you got it exact, but I usually just eyeball it. That's good enough. And I'll put a little strip of glue down the middle of this, so they got some glue on both sides. Put that in place. Again, you can measure it if you want to. I eyeball it. That's good. There you go. I decided I'll use the brush on this one and the brush on poly. It's a Minwax fast drying polyurethane warm satin. I could spray paint this as well, or spray. I don't want to paint it. Use spray poly, but I just bought a new can of this not too long ago, and so it's fresh. Goes on nicely. And then I'll get the top. Now, I haven't attached the propellers yet. I want to make sure that they don't get stuck with finish. I don't think it's ever happened, but better to be safe. So I'll set the plane over there, and then I'll do the propeller. Okay, these are dry. We want to put on the propeller. Alright, a drop or two of glue. That was a pretty tight fit, but we want to make sure it stays there. Make sure it's not too tight to the propeller. You want the propeller to spin freely, obviously. I measured the axles 1 inch and 3/4. Sometimes these are a press fit, other times they need a little persuasion with a hammer. So we'll put wheel on one side, press one on for the other, make sure it rolls freely, which it does, and you're good. Okay, that was not a difficult project. One inside cut. Make these out of any wood you care for. I made some poplar ones I didn't finish, so somebody could paint those if they wanted to. These were cherry, and give them a finish. Project down. Let me know what you think about this particular project. If you've got any comments in particular, please leave them. Give me a thumbs up, and above all, click the subscribe button if you'd like to see more projects like this.